What's going on, family? What's going on? What's going on? Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. How is everybody doing out there tonight? Got a good conversation, another good conversation. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. I see y'all jumping ahead of the game, man. I see y'all with your comments. That's what's up. I like it, though. I like it. Y'all jumping ahead in the conversation, but I like it. Yeah, we're having a good conversation tonight. You see the title, you see the thumbnail. We next. I like that. What's going on? What's going on? Chosen 144 King. What's going on? How y'all doing out there? Everybody up in here. How y'all doing tonight? Happy Tuesday, man. We getting it in. We're having good, constructive conversations over here on the Shoulders of Giants. I am Joseph Ward, your host. And over here on the Shoulders of Giants, the foundation of this channel is telling the stories of the sung and unsung heroes of the African diaspora, telling our untold stories, right? So that's the foundation of this channel, making sure we know our history. And then we have conversations like this, conversations about how the system of white supremacy affects all 9 areas of human activity, but also social conversations about Black America and things that we could do to put ourselves in position to become a more powerful group of people, but also understanding our reality. And I also interview people within my community and other communities who are doing real work in the community, real tangible outcomes, and helping to make the community better. So that's what we do over here on the Shoulders of Giants. My brother Will Justice, what's going on, my brother? Peace, 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 peace. We here. We got a good conversation. Examining a conversation between Jared P. Woods and Kiese Laymon. Jared P. Woods and Kiese Laymon. I'm examining a conversation between these two gentlemen. It came across my timeline the other day, and I started watching it. And within the conversation, they were talking about the influence of athletes. And I do want to lay a foundational thing and say, I understand the influence of athletes, entertainers, and celebrities. We have a celebrity culture throughout the world, a celebrity worship culture throughout the world. And just like we next is saying, they're all compromised. They're all a part of the system. If you are a real celebrity, I'm thinking they're all a part of the system. But the crux of this conversation, though, is about the influence that certain athletes have, why they have the influence, and how that influence affects the children, especially in the case of Ja Morant. Learning more about Ja Morant's influence on some of our young people. All young people don't gravitate toward Ja Morant, but those who do, why do they gravitate toward Ja Morant? And that's one of the things that we're getting into. But they're also talking about the influence of Ja Morant, the influence of LeBron James, and how maybe this influence can be harnessed. But I do like a point in the conversation. They recognize that, well, maybe expecting athletes to be leaders and push the culture forward may be crazy. That may be crazy. Will says, I think that the old conspiracy theory that they have handlers that won't let them build or own is valid. I think that's I don't disagree with that. Black Butterflies, how you doing? How you doing? I don't disagree with that, Will. I just go with this logic, right? Because it's a conversation I was having with my brother a while ago. My brother's a big Outkast fan. I love Outkast. If you're from the South, I'm from the South. You know how we feel about Outkast. And Nas is my favorite rapper. Like, Nas is my favorite rapper. So we're having a conversation about compromised celebrities, especially compromised rappers. And my brother made the assertion that he believes Nas is a compromised rapper. I didn't disagree, because my mindset is, well, if I'm thinking that all of these celebrities are compromised, then I can't exclude my favorite celebrity. But in that conversation, I was like, all right, well, Nas, but if Nas is, that means Outkast is too. He was like, no. And the idea was, because they're my favorite, they're the ones who are the good ones, and everybody else are the bad ones. And it's like, no, we have to really think about what we're saying when we're having these conversations about these celebrities, but also realize or ask ourselves the question: the celebrity or influence equal leadership? The celebrity and or influence equal leadership? And if so, what is our real definition of leadership? What has true, progressive, successful leadership in the Black community? What has it always looked like? What does it look like? Well, yeah, what has it always looked like in the past, and what does it look like right now? What does real progressive Black leadership really look like? And just because let me say that. Just because a person is a celebrity, does that actually really make them a leader? Does that qualify them to be a leader? In the Black community, we do promote celebrities to the status of leader. We do give celebrities leadership qualities and leadership mantles, or they put them up on the pedestals, rather. We put celebrities on the leadership pedestal, right? And I agree, celebrities are not leaders, but that's for us who are the free thinkers. But for everybody else, to them, celebrities are leaders. Look at a lot of the discourse that's going on right now between you got Black men and Black women fighting over the stupid relationship between Klay Thompson and Megan Thee Stallion. I don't care about neither one of them in that relationship like that, right? But this is what we're getting into. So before we get deep up into this, because this is a good conversation and we're gonna love this one, let me go ahead and run my commercial. Y'all please hit that like button, comment, subscribe, share, hit that hype button, tell 15 of your friends to go ahead and join this channel and tune in and watch what we got going on. Jump in these comments and let's get this thing going, man. Let's push this conversation forward. Let's make sure that we put our thinking caps on, because we're going to school tonight. It's a school night, but we're going to school tonight. So let's do what we do, man. Let me run my commercial and then we're going to get deep into this conversation, y'all. So I told y'all I was going to get my merch shop up and running. So I've got it. So I want to show y'all my merch shop. So this is it. So I got some hats. So I got my own The Shoulders of Giants hats available for order. I have shirts. This supposed to be like a canvas, some kind of shirt, jersey shirt. I don't know why they got that design, but it's a jersey shirt. Somebody wanted. Got hoodies, regular shirts, heavy, what they call it, the heavy tee, tees for men's, unisex tees for women. Everything. I got a mug. I gotta get this mug too. But this is the merch that I have available. See, I got my mug, I have my hats, and I have my apparel available. And all of that is, the links and stuff are below and connected to the video. So I got my merch shop up and running. Been working on that for a minute in the background to get my merch shop up and running. So I got it up and running. So if you want to support the channel and get you some merch, it's all available. Links below and links attached to the video. Yeah, yep. So we're living in a time where influence has been confused with leadership, where visibility has been mistaken for vision, and where fame has somehow become a qualification for guiding people to freedom. And that brings me to the question we're asking today, the title of this video. Do we expect celebrities of any realm to lead us to freedom? So this conversation I'm breaking down, I recently watched, like I said, it's between Jared P. Woods and Kiese Laymon, where they're discussing the cultural influence of athletes like Ja Morant and LeBron James. And in that conversation, there was this underlying idea that because these men are admired, because they're watched, because young Black children look up to them, they therefore carry a responsibility to lead. Do they carry a responsibility to lead? We understand all celebrities have influence and all celebrities are looked up as leaders, but do they have a responsibility to lead? Now, I understand just how real the influence of these athletes are, because I grew up admiring athletes, right? So young people do imitate what they see. I thought I was going to be Emmitt Smith. You couldn't tell me I wasn't going to be Emmitt Smith when I was growing up. So it's not new. That didn't start with Ja Morant, didn't start with LeBron. That's what humans do, right? But here's where I have some pushback within this conversation is, when did we decide that the path to Black freedom runs through the NBA or any celebrity realm? When did we decide that a man's ability to dunk a basketball, drop 40 points, sign $1 billion contract somehow qualifies him to solve political, economic, and social conditions of an entire people? Because to be a leader means to be able to solve the political, economic, and social conditions of the people. So that's not just unrealistic, that is irresponsible, right? Because what it does, whether we realize it or not, is it shifts the burden of leadership away from the collective and places it into the individuals who were never trained, never positioned, and never organized to carry that weight. So when we're talking about Ja Morant, there's this narrative that he's influencing young black kids in a negative way, and that his image and his behavior and his controversies are shaping the behavior. And I say Ja has influenced the children in a positive and a negative way, and we're going to get into it. Ja Morant is, the idea is Ja Morant is a reflection of his reality. But Ja Morant didn't come up in the hood. Ja Morant didn't come up in no ghetto background. Ja Morant grew up in a country farm town in South Carolina, within an athletic family, and he didn't grow up poor. He didn't grow up destitute, nothing like that. So Ja Morant is portraying himself as somebody who represents an energy and in a certain environment and a certain experience that already exists. He's portraying that. Ja Morant, put to you like this, like we're talking about Ja Morant and LeBron. Ja Morant didn't come from the hood, and Ja Morant is playing hood. LeBron came from the hood, and LeBron not playing, and it's not even acting hood. So Ja Morant is the superstar player for the Memphis Grizzlies, the one who a couple years ago got in trouble for within 1 year, a couple times within 1 year, on camera pulling out a gun. I think he pulled out a gun in the strip club, and then he pulled out a gun on a live stream, and he got punished by the NBA for that. And that's part of the conversation, but it is a bit omitted. So, but the overall point is representation is not leadership. Just because someone reflects you does not mean they can guide you. And even if Ja Morant did reflect that culture, doesn't mean he's supposed to be a leader, right? That doesn't mean that. I don't think all aspects of our culture need to be on display as this is what we need to be doing, be pushed as this is how we operate, right? So history shows something different. Our greatest moments were not led by entertainers, right? They were led by organizers, strategists, thinkers, people who studied systems, built institutions, and mobilized communities. So the question isn't whether Ja Morant or LeBron James should do more. The real question is, why are we expecting LeBron James, Ja Morant, or any other celebrity, athlete, entertainer, anybody like that to lead our community? So it's not me. And so I do want to say this. It's not me dumping on LeBron James. What's going on, Battle Genja? How you doing, my brother? This is not me dumping on LeBron James or Ja Morant or either one of the brothers in the conversation. I'm just giving some pushback. You say, what the damn effing YouTube not sending me hey man, I told you. I keep telling y'all, YouTube shadow banning me. See, YouTube got me shadow banned. YouTube ain't sending out notifications, all these things. That's why I keep saying, hey man, just know, every Tuesday at 9 we here. Every Tuesday at 9 we here. Every Wednesday at 7 we here. Every Saturday at 3:30 we here. Clockwork. It's like clockwork over here. So once again, please hit that like button, comment, subscribe, share. Make sure your notification bell is turned on. YouTube stay shadow banning, but we're gonna push through it and we're gonna keep doing. Please share this with other people and then hit that hype button so we can make sure you continue to get notifications and you can stay abreast on what's going on. Nemesis, what's going on, my brother? Said, no, let's dunk. Leadership requires leaders. Leadership requires people raised from birth to lead, not to talk slick when they've been given a position by another people. Hey, brother. You already know what it is. You already know. So, once again, what's these brothers' name? I'm so horrible with names. Jared P. Woods and Kiese Laymon. So let's get into it.
We've been and where we can go. My name is Kiese Laymon. I am a writer, and I'm very happy to be at Baldwin & Company talking to the greatest reader in the world.
What's up? I'm Jared P. Woods. My good friends call me Achille or Woodda, and I am the greatest reader alive and the creator of the Black Man Reading, and I am super excited to be at Baldwin & Co. It's my second home. Key, how you doing, brother?
I'm happy to be here, man. Thank you for what you just did for me. I appreciate it.
Man, it's love. Thank you for creating that word, man.
It's all right.
I have to, my thing, I have to show y'all that I read the book. That's like, because I know so many folks just build questions or they get somebody just hand in the questions and they got to get up there. But that's good, man. Yeah, you ain't have a chance to eat nothing, huh?
Nah, I'm good, man. I need to drink water for probably about 2 weeks. I don't need
Word.
I need to clean myself out. Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. We were just talking just
know.
a second ago. We were talking about really, I mean, they call them YNs, but what's kind of going on with the younger generation in the face of this attack or this attack that is a byproduct of anti-intellectualism and how it is affecting our Black youth. But like, what are you seeing? I know you're on tour right now. What are you kind of seeing from the children?
Yeah.
And what do you kind of think about what we need to do in order to make sure that they're protected?
Yeah, you know this better than me, bro. But I mean, I just got through talking to some fourth graders in Philly and DC, and I forgot how small fourth graders are. Yeah. I forgot how little fourth graders are. When I think about my fourth grade stories, my boys and I, we talk about it as if like we were little men, but they're small. Anyway, I just came from DC and we were talking about this new book I had, City Summer, Country Summer. And then at the end, man, like, the kids were like, asked all these questions about reading and writing and how much money you make and blah, blah, blah. And then they were like, man, who you like? And I knew, they didn't say basketball, but I knew what they meant. I was like, man, I'm sorry to say I like LeBron, because right now I don't like where the Lakers going. And then they were like, oh, and then they're like, who else you like? And I was like, Ja. Bruh, they got up, they started dancing, they started hitting.
Remember, he's talking about 4th and 5th graders in this. 4th and 5th graders, remember. And we don't know exactly what neighborhood or community, but it's usually they coming into inner city parts of like DC and the areas that he said he visited. So inner city 4th and 5th graders
are pumping their fists, and just the idea, like I knew Ja was Memphis. Like, you go to Memphis, like they look like Ja, like they move like Ja. Up in DC, I didn't realize that so many people followed and loved young people, Ja. And so what we just talking about was like, what happens if Ja takes that and not become some like intellectual Malcolm X type figure. But does have some sort of like important resistant message. Particularly for young boys and men. I'm not putting too much responsibility on Ja. I'm just asking a question. I wonder what that would mean for those boys in that classroom, which means what it would mean for the rest of those boys.
But let's be real. Let's be real, right? If Ja Morant's persona wasn't what it is, as far as now, don't get it twisted. A lot of young people like Ja Morant because he's a high flyer. If you've ever watched Ja Morant highlight reel all day, Ja Morant is a high flyer. So a lot of kids like that, but a lot of young kids like that he appeals to more of the hood dude persona, because that's what they're used to seeing. And then they see the hood dude persona in the NBA. Because remember, like I said earlier, Ja Morant is from what it says, because I have it in front of me. He's from a small town in South Carolina. What's the name of the city? Oh, let me go back. But he's from a small farm, like I said, small farm town in South Carolina. What's the name of this dang on city? Oh, Dalzell, South Carolina, a very small rural community in Sumter County, South Carolina, a farming community in South Carolina. And he grew up in a tight-knit athletic family. There's no information I can find, or I have found, or I have ever heard about Ja Morant coming from the trenches. Ja Morant didn't come from struggle. Ja Morant didn't come from anything that he's portraying. And that's one of the issues that I do have, or the pushbacks that I have with this conversation, or even with Ja Morant and the persona that he pushes out, is if Ja Morant was a high flyer but didn't have the hood dude persona, would those young children still gravitate towards him? So if, let's say, Ja Morant cleans up his image, will he still have the same influence on those young kids if he portrays himself as a black man versus a hood dude? So that's one of the questions that I have, and one of the pushbacks that I have with that is, I get it. We would love if our athletes were actually on were not programmed and on our side and actually real leaders, but that's not what real leadership comes from. And I think to even expect that is out of bounds. That's one of my opening thoughts on this. Y'all drop y'all thoughts in the comments.
Yeah,
across the country. I don't know.
As a teacher, man, I can tell you, like,
Tell me.
It's like you're talking to them, and you could be the very person they need to speak to, and you could say everything that you say after you research and try to do everything right. And if Ja Morant said the same thing you said,
right,
it could it could stop fights, it could stop like bullying, etc. So it's almost like, and I don't know, because I think we had that problem too, like not knowing who was actually around us.
Yeah,
there's like greats always around you. I think about like Natchez and not even being aware of what it means to be from Natchez until I leave there.
That's wild.
But that's that power. Killer Mike said you got organizers and you got people who like who mobilize. Organizers and mobilizers. He was like, organizers are the people who live this.
Right.
It was like, so don't call me an organizer. He was like, they live this. They live and breathe it. They have to go canvas. They do everything. They set up. They organize. He said their job is to organize the mobilizers.
That's right.
He said, I got famous to sing and dance, etc. Right? But I know a little something. But I know those organizers, and I know they need to be able to galvanize and activate the people.
Absolutely.
And so I think it's not even because it's very obvious. Because I sent this to you too. It's very obvious that the media has a role to play in the demonization of Ja Morant, because everybody does gun signs.
Right.
Everybody clicks.
Come on.
Can y'all hear me? Make sure y'all can hear me. Okay, I'm back. Hold on. Can y'all hear me? Okay, good. I don't know what happened. Okay, all right, good. Okay. So this is I was saying this is a part that upsets me. This part that upsets me because we could pull up videos right now of Ja Morant pulling out guns. 2 separate occasions. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. I don't know what. I think I pressed the wrong button and it went muted. But remember, Ja Morant first got in trouble for pulling the gun out in the strip club on the camera. Then he got in trouble again for pulling the gun out in the car with his friend on the live stream. Ja Morant is an employee of the National Basketball Association. All right. Ja Morant isn't getting demonized because of gun signs. And if he is, now it's the gun signs on top of pulling out actual guns. If we're going to tell the kids the truth, let's tell the kids the whole truth. But guess what? The kids can go look it up. But at the same time, I wonder if Ja Morant actually pulling guns out is a part of the appealing influence to the young kids. I wonder. The majority of our young children are not gravitating toward scholars. Scholars, our community, we don't even promote or even celebrate scholars or people who do good in the community, like real leaders. Think about it. Think about this conversation. Instead of supporting the actual people, the actual real grassroots leaders who are actually in the community, actually doing things right now, we want to try to convert somebody who knows nothing about leadership into a leader just because they have an influence that has been manufactured by a system, a machine, an industry that is helping to make the industry money. And as soon as they can't use Ja or LeBron anymore, they're going to toss them to the side. But the damage is still already done. And a lot of this, let's just be real. Ja Morant did it to himself. Ja Morant is trying to portray a persona that has nothing to do with him, his upbringing, or anything about him. Why not just be a regular black man? said it wouldn't matter if he was employed by the local dog pound. What the F is he pulling out a piece? Exactly. But he's employed by the NBA. He understands that. You got to know if you're a superstar in the NBA and you're on the camera pulling out a gun, that's gonna go left. And if you expect anything less than that, you crazy as hell. Again, if it's legally on, he's in the NBA. It don't and remember, Ja Morant know who he worked for. He knows who he worked for. He understands the entertainment industry that he's in. And if he didn't, he learned, but he's still doing all of that stuff. But it's still not a good look. It's still not the look. You still portraying Gloctavius now. It's not like he was teaching somebody how to properly and responsibly use a gun. You pulling out a gun being reckless. He's not promoting self-defense. But once again, going back to this part in the conversation, is they're being disingenuous though. The gun signs come after actually pulling out guns.
You know what I mean? Everybody does that.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? So what is it that they recognize about who he is and his power, right? That has them afraid of a certain thing he represents.
Right.
And I think the question is, when does he understand what he represents?
That's a scary question.
It's not necessarily that we, like you said, I don't need him to like at all try to like write a book on what's happening in Memphis, because Memphis is an area that really needs them.
No doubt.
I'm talking about, like I was talking about these shoes I got on right now. I think of Memphis as like the final boss.
Absolutely.
If I look at the track and it's going through Memphis, like, and I might not even get those. You know what I'm saying? So it's not even it's not even a thing of like wanting him to be like this revolutionary, but just being more cognizant of the shared space that all those things can have.
Right.
If he even looks at it, right? Because, you know, he has a daughter, etc. And, you know, I'm sure he does a ton because his daughter's always around him.
Right.
I'm sure he probably does a ton like with her and with her school, cool things similar to like Kobe, etc. But like,
someone needed to create a path that would allow Black musicians from all walks of life to share their God.
Ja Morant chose this persona. Ja Morant could have chosen to be a regular Black person. He chose this particular persona. Nobody made what's going on, Dion. Nobody made Ja Morant choose this particular persona, and they're not afraid of Ja Morant's power. Ja Morant, first of all, Ja Morant don't have power. There would be we would not know who he was if it wasn't for the NBA. We wouldn't know him. Participation does not equal power or ownership. He need to read the blueprint to Black Power. Participation does not equal power or ownership. Ja Morant does not have any real power. Any perceived power that Ja Morant has was given to him by the league and the same media that is demonizing him. That's how the game goes. But to look for anything else from these celebrities other than what they give as celebrities, to me, is crazy, unless that celebrity chooses to do something different, right? But think about it. This is somebody who chose this particular persona. Come on. You're right, they do encourage the recklessness. But then our black people, we do it and then get punished because we don't get it. We can't do what everybody do. The position they hold is at least a little dishonest. Hey. The NBA commission will drop kick his ass and let him go. What's going on, Kiki? So think about it, the NBA could, like that, to that point, the NBA could end Ja Morant's basketball career right now. And Ja Morant can go into obscurity. That influence is gone overnight. If that influence is gone overnight, it's not real influence. They'll be like, man, y'all remember when Ja Morant? Because I mean, I think Allen Iverson is a great example of the overall outcome of cultural influence. I always say Allen Iverson culturally was probably the greatest movement the NBA has ever had. Right, exactly. It's not real power if it's given. It's perceived power. Allen Iverson was a cultural movement unto himself. By his whole self. It was a cultural movement. But what was the outcome? What was the total cultural outcome of that? What was the end goal of that? How did Black America get better because of Allen Iverson's influence? How did the NBA get better? How did Allen Iverson get better? The NBA humbled Allen Iverson. We can look at Allen Iverson now, and they've humbled him. That industry has humbled Allen Iverson. You can see it in his eyes. Allen Iverson had that spunk in him when he was young, but you wanted to be a part of this industry. And they went after Allen Iverson's was authentic. But what was the total cultural outcome? There you go. There you go. Yeah, they tried. And see, think about it. Allen Iverson was being himself. Allen Iverson was being himself. Ja Morant isn't being himself. We all hated the victimization and the villain and how they villainized Allen Iverson. We all hated that. But at the same time, as I gotten older and I realized what was going on, it was just as big. Allen Iverson was going to get as big as they was going to allow him, because it's not like our culture knows how to really support and really harness that influence and use it for ourselves. Right. So, I mean, cultural influence and cultural power is a form of power, but cultural power is not a primary form of power. Please hit that like button, y'all. Please hit that like button.
No, because I think he represents this contrast too between my son idolization of Curry,
right,
of Steph, and then these younger folks' idolization of Ja.
See, and not to keep stopping. I'm sorry, not to keep stopping, but think about what he just said. I'm gonna let him say that again.
Between my son,
let me see.
Right. I'm sure he probably doesn't.
Check this out.
Let him say that again.
I'm gonna show you how I afforded this car.
This made, when I was looking at it, it made me think.
You ready?
Right?
All right, 100.
A ton, like with her and with her school, cool things similar to like Kobe, etc. But like, I don't know, because I think he represents this contrast too between my son idolization of Curry,
right,
of Steph, and then these younger folks' idolization of Ja. And that is the dichotomy that we've always been caught in, right. Respectability and rawness. Right.
Well, if your son didn't grow up in the hood, outside of jumping high or wanting to jump high, there is nothing that your son would have in common with Ja Morant. Ja Morant appeals to a certain section of young people, just like Steph Curry appeals to a certain section of young people, just like Allen Iverson appealed to a certain section of young people, right? Most of my friends that I grew up with, and I'm thinking about my circle of friends and my brother's circle of friends, we all liked Allen Iverson, but Allen Iverson was none of our favorite basketball player. Our favorite basketball player was somebody whose life and background and things, as far as we knew, more so reflected us. Because Allen Iverson's background didn't reflect us. Certain young people are gonna gravitate toward Ja Morant because of the similarities there that they perceive is there, because they think Ja is authentic in his presentation. Oh yeah, public butt break. You said a sellout celebrity is bound by contractual stipulations, penalties, and NDAs that severely limit the maximum abilities these players and stars have. There are multiple contracts, agency. There you go. Never mind that. It's about cultural common sense. It's not your space. It's a business space and model designed by other people. You're just a laborer. So act accordingly and engage in caution. There you go, my brother. There you go. In law, there's a concept called interagency agreement. That is where multiple legal jurisdiction and partnership dynasties overlap in the overwhelming way. It's the legal version of RICO. Hey, and it's so Battle Gange, is that similar to like when the athletes are going? Is that in conjunction with when the athletes travel to different states and stuff? All those different tax laws and all those things still coincide with their payment, what they got to pay out, and all those things. That balling is used as a term because we know they get paid. Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And because I don't think people will look at Curry on the surface and be like, oh yeah, that's what we want. But I don't know that Curry has fully realized the power that he had.
Right.
But they still represent these two
They don't have real power.
polarities of
they don't have real power.
And respectability and rawness, almost to the point of a Martin and a Malcolm.
Yep.
No.
And so I think when we are having these conversations about like what artists air quotes for listeners.
No, there is no contrast between Ja and Steph similar to Martin and Malcolm. No, there's not. They just talking. They just talking at this point. No, they're not going to help us. We must help ourselves. They cannot help us anyway. They sign. Right.
I think it's irresponsible. Do you think it's irresponsible to say that an artist can just create art for art's sake? That an athlete can just be an athlete?
No.
Or do they?
It's irresponsible to expect celebrities, athletes, entertainers to be any type of leaders. But
they have, because I feel like blackness is political just by its existence.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so
he sound like
I get like when a Kendrick Lamar tries to say, "I'm not your savior,"
right?
But you
got visibility. You remember? Right. I mean, I'm older than you, but you remember when Barkley came out with that commercial? I'm not your role model.
I don't.
Parents should be role models.
Yeah,
you should check it out. It's black and white.
Yeah,
because it was sort of a conversation we were having back then. But I feel you, bro, because the ecosystem of sports product have changed so much, and part of it is we want to talk.
I never
Ja, what would you do? Because I do think Ja, from listening to Ja, knows that the leaders of this country are out there shooting bullets or giving bullets to be shot into kids' heads.
Yeah.
It's wild that y'all talking to me about gun signals.
What the hell does anybody else doing got to do with us acting like I hate when we do that. So because everybody else is acting a fool, we should give our people a green light to act a fool, especially when acting a fool negatively affects us. Who cares what anybody else is doing? What you're doing is not helping, is not working, and is causing problems. We're not going to make any excuses. I don't care what nobody else is doing. You shouldn't be doing it. It's called integrity. This is a problem in the black community. We're always trying to make excuses to do wrong instead of just having integrity. Instead of being upstanding black people, we want to always slide in some nigga shit. Come on, man. Who cares what anybody else is doing? Ja Morant, a lot of this that Ja Morant is getting this backlash is self-imposed. I can find the videos right now of Ja Morant pulling out those guns. Stop it.
Stephen A. Smith, for example, should say that. We know people who are in ESPN, like some of my best friends. I know that if they said what they thought, they would be fired, right? So I want to talk about what it would mean for Ja to have a bit more political dimension to his productivity and what he means to people.
Do that.
But I also want to talk about like the fact that all of these podcasters, all of these dudes on ESPN who are paid to in some way know, also could be like, why are we talking about this dude doing a gun gesture when this nation is literally involved in genocide right now?
Yeah, it's sports. Man, stop that. It's sports TV, and he's an athlete. So you mean tell me I'm gonna tune into the Food Network and tuning into the Food Network instead of talking about baking cakes and pies, they're gonna be talking about Trump and Venezuela. They're gonna be talking about political issues. The only time those sports networks talk about political issues is when it coincides with the sports. So he sound, come on, man. I'm trying not to throw no ad hominems, but it's almost like the logic is, I'm going to walk into McDonald's and ask somebody to fix my engine. No. Sports shows talk about sports. He's an athlete. He plays a sports. It's in the realm of sports. They're going to talk about it. And we know he's a black athlete. If he does anything wrong, does anything stupid, anything remotely out of the way, he's going to get criticized. We know this. Let's stop acting like we don't know this. He's an adult. How long you been watching sports? Come on, man.
Killed our people, massacred Native folk. And I'm not saying that means we should all be around doing gun justice, but you got to put them in conversation. And so, like, the selective lack of intellectual, like depth is what gets me, bro. Yeah. Like, more than anything. You should check that commercial out, because Barkley slammed the ball down. He's like, I'm not your role model. Your parents should be role models.
He's always kind of had that stance too, to a certain degree. And I think, like Stephen A. I think Stephen A. is a interesting character, is what I'll say.
Most definitely.
Because there's also this talk of this man running for the presidency that at first glance, I feel this very same way I felt about Trump.
Stephen A. don't have a chance.
When there was first talk,
Stephen A. don't have a chance
running for the presidency. I think
Stephen A. don't have a chance. The only way Stephen A. Smith's name end up on any presidential ballot is if he run some kind of 3rd, 4th, 5th, 17th party, some kind of way, something like that. The way like Cornel West and them did. Ain't nobody gonna vote for Stephen A. Smith. Ain't nobody taking Stephen A. Smith serious. Don't white folk don't take Stephen A. Smith serious. It's not enough people in this country who take Stephen A. Smith serious as a journalist to even take him serious as a politician. Come on, man. We don't understand what real power is, and we don't understand how these black people got these influence that they have. It's not real power and it's not real influence. It's all given by the systems that they chose to be a part of. Ja Morant chose to do the actions that he chose. Stephen A. Smith chooses to exist the way he exists. Even LeBron chooses to exist the way he exists. Right? But what does that mean? How does that translate to actual real leadership? Remember, we're talking about being able to make political decisions, being able to make economic decisions, being able to make societal decisions. Like we're talking about the survival of real people is in their hands. And because this person is popular, well, maybe they have the ability. How does popularity equal ability? Now, I get what he's saying about, well, Donald Trump. Donald Trump and Stephen A. Smith are not even in the same league. Stop it.
Right now, it's laughable.
Right.
But he's played into it.
Yep.
He's said things like he's cool with that.
Right.
And I just don't.
Remember, Stephen A. Smith is also the same person that said if he would have been a lawyer in the O.J. Simpson case opposing Johnny Cochran, that he would have been able to convict O.J. Simpson. Remember, Stephen A. Smith, the sports journalist, said that he would have defeated Johnny Cochran. Okay.
I don't know if we should be okay, no matter what the person looks like, with people playing with that, when we realize that we don't have a problem putting somebody that's unqualified in the space. Right. You know what I'm saying? Meritocracy, they're saying they want to bring the meritocracy back, but obviously it's not working.
Right.
So like, when you're talking about like these, like you said, these media folks who still have this same responsibility, especially someone like him, who's now just signed for 100 M's.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot of money.
He positions himself as if, because even with the LeBron Stephen A. beef that's kind of going on, as if his hands are tied and he has to talk about it in a certain way.
Right.
And I'm not so sure. And I just don't like, personally, that back and forth makes me feel a lot like the same back and forth of Jesse Laris and Laura LaRosa. I just don't. I don't like for us to let folks see us do what we know everybody does.
They programmed us to do
once we are almost always a spokesperson for our entire race.
That's real, bro.
Both whether we like it or not.
Right.
You know that. I don't know. I just think that
if you don't control your image or the machines that produce the image, you will always be a victim of your own image. What part about that? He said he's the greatest reader. Don't be disrespectful, Joseph. But the brother said he's the greatest reader. So if you're the greatest reader, you should have been reading some real stuff and you would have a full understanding of what this is going on. They're not in control. Black people, we've never been in control of our image in America. Name one time we've been in full control of our image in America. And even now, when we have some control over our image in America, look at what the products that we put out. Look at the images that we put out. That right there tells you the depth of the programming that they have upon us, that even when we get some semblance of freedom and some kind of autonomy to produce positive images, to have the ability to produce positive images on our own, we still mass reproduce the same negative images everybody else has. What does that tell you? We are not in control of our own image and the influence of our image. So this is what I keep saying. All these people keep using combat terminological references, but we as a collective don't know how to actually attack our issues. Instead, keep talking, hold accountable. Right. Because this conversation is just a just talking conversation.
When we pick and choose,
I feel that,
like the things that we want to point fingers at, it just puts us in, I don't know, it puts us in the same. It's like when folks say, people say that black folks are crabs in the barrel,
right.
Conveniently forgetting that the barrel is not the crab.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
I love that.
No, it's the barrel.
It's like, no, they don't even belong there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And bro, like, I just want to say, man, like,
men don't doom scroll, masturbate, drink, and
man,
smoke
the
because
hell?
they're lazy. They do it because they're overstimulated.
What the hell you two?
There's a part of me that's like, right, like, I always tell people this. We should be able to be mediocre in art making if we want. Like, like mediocrity rises to the top. If it's white, it appears. But the thing about us is, like, you're going to have to be qualified if you're black
And
for
white
black people to support you. So this notion of Stephen A. be killing presidential, I mean, before we even talk about the fact that white people are not going to vote for you, bro, unless you are unless you are incredibly anti-black and unqualified. It's not enough to be unqualified.
Yeah.
And that's my thing with Stephen A., bro. Like, I think you see in Stephen A. genius talent at delivery.
Yeah.
Like his ability to talk, to modulate voice.
It makes me feel like pastors, like
yes.
what he,
yes,
what he's
absolutely,
playing,
bro. It's one of one. His work ethic, but I would argue, bro, that preparation is much more important than doing 15 different shows. I think talking to the readingest man in the world and you, I think reading a book or two might actually help what you have to say.
Yeah.
And I think that he's, like there's an economy out there for people to just talk. And I just wish Stephen A. would just do a little bit more reading and preparation.
That's
because
ironic.
sadly, black people are always going to need people out there in front who actually have an actual grasp of who we are, where we've been, and where we can go. And it's wild that we've been talking about Stephen A. as a political figure, but this is where we are.
I think we have, like you said, we got to contend with it as a possibility. I mean, I'm glad that
we don't.
We
don't.
Right. At least that Kanye was like,
right,
mentally ill,
right,
to before, because there were I got tons of folks.
Kanye is massively bigger than Stephen A. Smith, and he didn't have a chance. Ain't no Negro, no real Negro with black daddy and black mama gonna be up in that White House anytime soon, especially nobody like no Stephen A. Smith. Just because Stephen A. Smith say he would like to run for president don't mean we got to take him serious. And don't mean just because Donald J. Trump won that Stephen A. Smith has a chance. That's a stretch, my brother. Come on.
I know who voted for him. Who real live, like wrote his name in everywhere, etc. Because they thought, I read a quote that said that conspiracy theorists like conspiracy, not like your normal conspiracy theorists like that, knows the ins and outs of what's probably happening, but like folks who like will latch themselves on to, for instance, the egg debate.
Right.
That they like those things because if there is something wrong with the system, then it makes sense why they didn't do well in school.
Oh,
you know what I mean? And so when I think about like people who voted for him, and there's still folks who just saw my man, I was gonna say Key, but I saw Ye.
You don't call me
in the Black Plans.
I watched it, bro. I watched it.
I feel like that's a death of, because like I had such high hopes for Kanye.
Oh man,
was doing
man.
I think that is a lot from death of not only.
I thought he was the reader,
him as an artist, but like he's not even creative when it comes to fashion anymore.
Right.
Like he latched too much from celebrity 2 to 3 years ago. He's still playing around with that shock and all.
Yeah, man. And he comes out of a tradition that we are familiar with. So you can't make the argument that tradition is not there. I mean, like he come like me, his mother was a black professor. He comes out of a black power, you know, post-civil rights tradition.
Because his mother was a professor, does that mean he came from a black power tradition, or he came from a black academic household? Because the first time I watched this and he said that, I was like, are you sure Kanye West came from a black power tradition? And are you equating, or do you, because I'm not that familiar with Kanye West's background and well, his mother's background rather. So that's why I'm trying to figure out, was his mother like a black power figure, or are you equating that because she's a black person who's a professor that automatically ties her to some kind of black power in any kind of way? I hope that's not the correlation that he's making. Like, y'all tell me if Kanye West's mother comes from a black power background, because being a black professor does not automatically tie you to anything that got to do with black power.
And that's why, honestly, man, I was one of those dudes early on who was like in love with what that dude was doing. Yeah. Well, you know, when he did what he did in College Dropout in terms of sonically, also what he was doing in terms of literally, to me, putting sounds and people together that should not match and mesh, which to me is what blackness actually does in this culture. Yeah. I mean, I was riding with him, dog, but it just came to a point where, like, for my well-being, I had to jump off of listening to him. Like, I'm not even talking about disciplining him. I was like, I can't have some of that in me. And just the same way I can't sit around eating Cheetos all day or some fucking like toxic shit. Like, it's not a diss to that dude. It's like, I can't. And I think about where he comes from and I get sad. And again, we have to contend with the fact that there's obviously, you know, as there is with a lot of us, some sort of like mental illness. Yeah. So, you know.
What do you think? We were talking about this a little off camera, but like the grandma desert, right? When I was talking about, and I would wager, I would say like grandma, aunties, really uncles. It feels like there's a vacuum that these younger people are kind of existing in. But also on top of that, in talking about the black radical tradition, they have a very limited understanding. I mean, I had kids that thought like Martin Luther.
What I'm saying Kanye's father was a former member of the Black Panthers. His dad was, but his dad didn't really raise him. He said Kanye talks about being raised more so by his mother than his father. So his father was in the Black Panthers. His mother was a educator, but he was dominantly raised by his mother, Donda West.
The king was a slave. You know what I mean? Have no understanding of who Malcolm X was, and like, so they don't have like these. They don't have any kind of frame of reference for that. Almost even to the even like when you think about locally, right? Like I at least knew who who like the Grinnells were in the city, right? Yeah, you know what I mean. And so they even don't have that. What do you think about that in terms of the Black community when we're thinking about the way that you are nurtured up into tradition, ritual?
This is Pocket. I never go anywhere without it. At the tap of a button, it records.
And just like understanding knowledge of self.
I mean,
use the college.
The terrifying thing about what you're saying to me is that you are saying it to me. I grew up in that era where people used to say, if we could just get some Black men teachers in the room, everything would be like that. I mean, that's because I didn't have any Black male teachers, right? Until I went to college, until I went to my third college.
You don't change the system.
And then I had two. But what's heartbreaking is, and I have questions more than like proclamations, is that you are actually in the space. You who we look to teach us, you who, you know, we look at as like, if I had a kid I could send to a school, I'd want you to be the teacher. You are the teacher. And what I hear in your voice and I hear in like what you're actually saying is not a hopelessness. Or is it a hopelessness?
It is a hopelessness.
It is
gone. You know, I'm gone.
I know you left.
2 years gone.
It is a hopelessness.
And I think, you know what hurt me the worst? Knowing that I wasn't gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? So it's a hopelessness, it's a weight.
Wow.
Because immediately, I mean, there were times that'd be like, we gave you these kids because we know that they look up to you, etc. And you know, I'll be honest, I was like, but I'm so tired.
Word.
You know what I mean? This idea of the black male as the disciplinarian, which I didn't even move in that way.
Right.
I was able to get them to children perform for people who they know love them.
I know that's right.
And so I understood that, but it's a level of hopelessness. And I've talked to many black male educators. It's a level of hopelessness.
The system isn't designed for us to flourish. I don't care how many black male teachers you put in. The system ain't designed for us. Think about it. Black male teachers were actually ran out of the school system. But it wasn't designed to have an abundance of black male teachers inspiring black children. We were brought here to be labor, and we were sent to school to learn how to be better labor for the dominant white society. The school systems are not the answer. We have to create our own for ourselves. We have to educate our own children. That's the answer. And expecting a school system who has historically failed black children to be better is crazy. On top of expecting celebrities, they're disappointed that celebrities don't become leaders and push the culture forward. Wow. So because you like this, and it's not even celebrities that said, I want to stand up and be for the culture. It's celebrities that they like, that they just wish, because the celebrity is popular. Popularity does not equal leadership, does not equal real ability, real power. All that means is you're popular. That's it. Hell, popularity don't even mean wealth. All that means is a lot of people know you. That's it. Do you have some influence? Yes, but the extent of your influence is determined by the autonomy that you have. Once again, Ja Morant's influence can be taken away from him right now. Now, LeBron James's influence can't be taken away the same way Ja Morant's can, but LeBron James can be demonized by the media over time, and then he's gone. Because let the media decide that they don't want to champion LeBron James anymore. Watch what happens. The same Kanye West he was talking about, I can't remember the line verbatim, but in one of the songs he was talking about how the media aims at you and you be up so high, if you'll ever fall off, it feel like a plane crash. Even in that, Kanye West is talking about how the media will elevate you, how the system will elevate you. As long as you're doing what they need you to do, they're gonna elevate you. As soon as you're not, they're gonna demonize you. They're gonna step on you. We're expecting too much from celebrities. We're expecting too much from celebrities who not even trying to sign up to be in these leadership positions. Ja Morant not even asking for this. But to be expecting celebrities to lead us when we have no history of celebrities actually really leading us anywhere. They're not organized. They talk about organizers and mobilizers. Celebrities are none of those, not even Killer Mike. We have no tangible outcomes communal-wide from Killer Mike. I'm not gonna act like Killer Mike hasn't done anything. But he's a voice out there that people look up to, a celebrity voice, a celebrity political voice. But what's the outcomes? But we just listen to people because they on TV. So once again, if they're not validated by the white man, like he said earlier, one of these brothers said it earlier. If you're not validated by the white man, even black people won't listen to you. And they're proving that right now in this conversation.
Level of like being handcuffed, because I was just talking to the brother out there that's doing the work with Be Loud, and I was like, I had to leave because you can't even talk to them like you really know that they need to be talked to.
Wow.
And so now I have the space, right, in working in tech to actually put my hands on them.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in like a, you know, I think when some people hear that, they think violently.
Right.
But I actually really mean hug to love, talk to, nurture, and also be in their space after school.
So if you could have the same students you had, but you could reconfigure the system, give you whatever resources you needed, would you still be as hopeless?
No, not at all. Not at all. So you know what I'm saying? Because when I started doing what I was doing, I'm getting books, etc., and I can literally bring truth to power.
Right.
So I think like access also for teachers is so limited because they're working so hard. The day doesn't end when the bell rings for a teacher.
Right.
But because of what I was doing with Black Man Reading, I can be like, yo, like I actually know them. Let's sit down and watch this interview between me and this person who you are reading.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I don't know that, like, again, like their relationship with celebrity has changed so much.
Wow.
Right. To where that makes them read more than me doing anything in the classroom.
Really?
The fact that I could be like, yo, I actually know him, like,
and then they'll
read.
Proximity.
Yep.
That's amazing, bro. Yep. And I feel that. I can feel that.
But I think it's definitely.
We already knew that.
I don't think teachers are honest enough about that either. I don't think that teachers are honest enough about how hopeless teaching is.
My goodness.
I think that
no, they are. Teachers are very honest about how hopeless teaching is. They are very honest about hopeless teaching is. Teachers are very honest about how shitty the system is, about how shitty parents are, about how shitty the whole education system, everybody involved is. Parents are very vocal. Nobody's listening to the parents. Nobody's listening to the teachers, rather. Teachers are very vocal about that. Very vocal. Matter of fact, you have a whole bunch of teachers quitting. We're having teacher shortages. Across the country, you're having teacher shortages because teachers are not dealing with the school system and these damn parents and they damn kids. They're very vocal about this stuff. Very vocal. Very vocal. But the system as a whole is trash.
They gloss over it. Like, for instance, we talk about the reading gate test in Mississippi a lot, right? Do you know what the test is actually saying is that the kid cannot, it's almost like the difference between being illiterate, right? And being able to put a sentence together. So when we're having the conversation at this larger level where you're talking about like a test that so many kids are not passing, I think we're not having the actual conversation of the fact that this means they're illiterate.
Right. I did not know that.
Right. So it's not like a test where you're like, oh, if they get 80%, they pass. No, like please correct me if I'm wrong, but from my understanding, we're talking about like 50%.
They're saying that Gen Z,
so that means they
has less cognitive ability
30 plus
than the previous generation. It's the first time you have a generation.
You know what I'm saying? And so when you're thinking about like the fact that I had kids in a 10th grade class on a 2nd grade reading level, that's a level of I'm not even prepared.
Right. And if those are the same kids who are idolizing Ja Morant, I wonder why. Why would those kids choose to idolize Ja Morant over Steph Curry? Because they don't think they have to. They don't think Ja ain't promoting reading and literacy and all those things there. They probably don't. They don't care if Ja Morant can read. They want them chains. They want that money. They want the grills. They want the tattoos. They want the locks. They want the girls. They want the high fly. They want the lifestyle. The lifestyle is what's influencing these children more than anything. Of course they can't read. Nobody around them who can read lives a lifestyle like that.
To make a jump like that, some people are just letting them watch YouTube.
Wow.
Because the work that it's going to take to try and bring that person up is gonna, because I got 33 kids in class.
Who do you teach to in that space?
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that there has to be, if I could, and I know educators around the world feel like this. Like you said, do that reconfiguration to where, you know, I can have a space and I have the teacher units to give those kids extra time that they need so that they can like enjoy and travel. Because like Dr. Black says, like, of reading is like when a person doesn't read, what they see is the length and breadth of what they believe.
Yeah.
Right.
And so that's what you're talking about. And I think that's why you also have these kids.
That's why they would idolize Ja Morant. He said Killer Mike is a confused, extremely contradictive and confused. How many of you train a martial art? Asked the morbidly. Hey man, I did see that that clip of Killer Mike going off, that viral clip of Killer Mike going off on people, telling people that they're not prepared to survive. I'm sorry, no disrespect to Killer Mike, but when I heard him say that, my first thought was, well, I did that. I remember that Netflix series that Killer Mike had, and Killer Mike struggled walking the block. Killer Mike, you too are not prepared to survive. If the power shut off right now, Killer Mike, you in trouble too. No, I couldn't. I couldn't. People told me I was hating years ago because I was like, yeah, this Killer Mike, he thinks he knows, but he doesn't. And you know, Killer Mike hangs his hat on being a student of Wade Nobles, but I'm like, Wade Nobles was an academic. He was not somebody who was a organizer, motivator. He was not a community leader. He didn't build anything. He didn't lead people like that. He was an educator. So you're out of your league. I don't take Killer Mike serious. I haven't for a while because I know what real leadership looked like. And you don't have to do all that bloviating. Using Stephen A. Smith word. You don't have to do all that bloviating to do that, right? Yeah. So
both male, female, and you know, gender non-conforming who don't know if there's anything else.
That's amazing.
Because the TV doesn't. I mean, TV, TikTok, that stuff. It's almost so insanely
nemesis
polished.
Right.
Even like what they deem as authenticity, oftentimes just means they curse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's real.
Like, cause I've had people like tell me like, dog, I love everything you're doing, but you know what I'm saying, if you could curse a little more. And I do curse.
If you could curse more.
Yeah, I do. But
that would bring them to you.
Yeah, but
right.
I don't actually talk like that anymore. I'm 30.
Right, because you don't appeal to what they see as successful. Yeah, you don't curse a lot. You don't do what the celebrities do. You don't do what their favorite rappers do. You don't do what their favorite athletes do. You're not famous. You're not successful. So think about what they're saying. If they believe what they see what they think is success, and this is the only way success is, and you don't match that, so you're not successful. So you need the courage to appeal to them. But what does that say about the culture overall? Hey, Nemesis, I seen it.
I get when I was 23, I cursed every sentence, but you know, that's not really, you know what I'm saying, what I'm doing. But I think, yeah, man, it's a level of hopelessness that I think a lot of us are not being honest enough about. We're not getting paid enough.
Right. That's
and you have these folks who believe that our job is to raise these kids.
Right.
And I did my darnest, but that's what folks believe, that our job is to raise these kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Did you feel like that was did you feel like?
No, they told me. I called them when it was off air. And I was like, you called them, you say, well, you said it to your mama. I called a parent one time and said, your daughter was cursing the auditor out for the test. She said, baby, did you curse out so-and-so? She said, hell yeah, I cursed out so-and-so. She said, I don't know what y'all gonna do with them.
With base 44, a simple sentence becomes USA.
Wow, bro. So of course they're gonna gravitate toward Ja Morant, who pulling out guns. Did she talk to her mama like that? Her mother allows her to talk to her like that and won't do nothing about it. The fuck I'm supposed to do about it? We're doomed. Everybody's not gonna make it. It is a level of hopelessness. Yes, we're doomed. If you call, and that's the conversation you had with the parent having the conversation with that child, good luck, young girl. Young lady, good luck, because your mother failed you and is currently still failing you. And as my brother Jared, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do because the stuff that you put into their heads has to be reinforced. It's not being reinforced. Like I said earlier, it's a cultural problem. Of course, they're going to look up to celebrities. Celebrities are living the life that they want to live that helps them escape the hell that they're in every day. That they believe the celebrities are living this extravagant, nice life away from the bull that they see every day. Hey, man. Hey, Nemesis, you wild, man. No, well, Mike Epps wild for that. Right. There you go, man. Look, man, hey, man, it's not teachers' job to raise children. And the fact that some parents have that mindset let you know right there that the whole education, like the education system from the standpoint of the parental part, is doomed. Educators have been complaining for years, for decades, about the lack of parental involvement. For years, this is nothing new. It just got worse because now you got way more niggas who having kids and becoming parents. The lack of parental involvement in their children's academic careers has been something that's been going on in our community forever. Parents, first of all, the foundation of these children's education starts with the parents. The parents, it's your job, it's your child. You got to teach your child. It's your job to educate your child. The school system comes in and becomes not necessarily the primary educator, but complementary educators. Then y'all work together. And then the community helps to reinforce that. The parents are not doing it. The school is half-ass doing it, and the community ain't doing it. So what do we expect? Our kids are not supposed to be smart. Gen Z is supposed to be less cognitively developed than any other generation because the parents don't give a damn. The adults, I've been saying it forever, the adults have been failing these kids forever. Of course they looking up to Ja Morant. They want that lifestyle. Ja Morant lived like he looked and live and operate like a rapper. I guarantee you who got a larger influence than Ja Morant? NBA Youngboy. These young kids love NBA Youngboy. Do we expect him to be a leader too?
That's when I stopped calling parents.
Yeah, you started.
I stopped calling parents. And that's when I was like, oh, I have to raise them.
Right.
So I had to set up parameters around that. Would and wouldn't be respectful in the classroom. And I'm not putting the onus all on parents because I would write them up for cursing out folks, and they go out and they come right back, and now they go on a revenge tour.
So then, what does a destruction of a Department of Education do to like someone who is, heartful, prepared, but also hopeless?
I'll tell you what I'm worried about.
Tell me.
I know you're probably familiar with interest convergence theory, like white folks don't give you nothing they haven't already found their way around. I hear about private schools, which we know are segregation academies in Mississippi, now looking to switch to public, which makes me think that we're about to be in the same situation we were before integration, where we are talking about the very real reality that we don't have the same resources as they have over there.
We never have. We never will.
We already know that they're professionals at redlining. They not only do they redline so that they could so they could say where we could live, but they also redline so that we could go play football for them.
Yep.
But yeah, you don't get more resources by yourself by going into other people's spaces and consuming their resources. That's not how you get resources for yourself. Nobody else is going to give you the resources you need. You don't get the resources you need like that from other people. You have to, especially like the academic stuff, we have to create it ourselves. We have enough educated Black people to create curriculums and all these things ourselves. We have enough money in Black America to do a lot for ourselves. We just so dependent on white people to do everything for us. We really believe we can't do a damn thing for ourselves. We don't need white people to educate our kids. Hey, there you go. There you go. We don't have, you're right, we don't have the cultural mindset. We're dependent. We have a dependency mindset. We have a dependency personality as Black people. We're totally dependent. We know. Think about it. Like, let's be honest. We know nothing else but how to be dependent upon white people for our survival. What else do we know? Because it's not like we can talk to anybody. No Black people, no Black person alive can talk to any Black person who was alive before 1492. So all we know is dependency upon white supremacy. It's dependency upon the system. There are few of us who go and do for self, but the majority is that it's a dependency. And we continue a lack of family planning, all these different things, all these different factors go into it to why you have an abundance of Black kids who are in a school system that's not designed to really empower them.
You know what I'm saying? So what I'm afraid of, because I heard literally of a private school making this transition to public, is us being in that position again and again, because we don't have this connection to our radical tradition. We don't even know that was why we looked at integration in the first place. It wasn't because we was like, yo, I want to be one white folks. No. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's because the policy you gave us showed that we supposed to have the same
and it didn't work.
And we do not.
It didn't work.
Right. And we have not.
Right.
Right, because if we could have did that, then we could have still had these amazing, excellent Black educators that we had who were teaching for 20 and 30 years, and not folks who come in and immediately go out the door in 2 or 3 years because they can't handle the kids.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm afraid of that. I'm afraid of the fact that there is no governing body.
Yeah,
because it's almost like a few years ago, they have this big thing that comes out from Congress where they write this thing that's 500, 600 pages long. And then and this happened with Trump's first presidency. They moved like the ability of lobbyists to lobby from like 180,000 to 350,000. Now, I know that when it was 180,000, they was already given 500,000. So when you move something like that to 380,000, so now they're going to give them 750,000.
Right.
So when I think there's no governing community, there's no like governing institution for something that I already know that they do kickbacks and do whatever they want with, because Mississippi hadn't been fully funded in public education since the 90s.
Right. That's real.
So I already know like that. Like, they already been operating like you know, terribly. Right, and now there's no governing body.
Yeah.
Now it's gonna be state led.
Yeah, bro.
We already know who running the state.
You know that. Tater tot.
Come on. So that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about the reality of, because there's no check and balance now at the federal level, and you give the state. We know what states' rights is.
Yep.
We know what that's about. New York gonna be fine.
Right.
Cali gonna be fine.
It don't matter how the school system is structured. If we are not in control of how our kids are learning or being educated, it's not going to be to our advantage. It don't matter. It don't matter.
Right.
We going to be worse.
And it's interesting too, bro. Like when I grew up in Jackson, for example, you still had the segregation academies and there were no Black people there.
Mm-hmm.
But now they got Black people there to play, to play. I mean, like at Jackson Prep, Jackson Academy, like for people who grew up with me in the 90s, bro, like what? Yeah. And so, I just want to say amen.
Yeah, so that's what I'm very afraid of that, because it's like it to me looks like a positioning where we will have to do some of the same things that we had to do when Emmett Till was murdered, where you have to say, look, y'all have left us down here to their own devices, because it's not our devices. And now we have to be in a position to where we have to show the horrors of that to the point where you'll realize that this was a wrong choice.
Absolutely.
Because I don't, folks have like, I think we're all in like a very big space of hopelessness.
Yeah.
And I think it's showing up in places that we can't even like connect the dots to.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like when I see stuff like I said, like some of these very public Black spats.
Yeah.
In a what is it? In a world where in a blind world, the one-eyed man is king. I feel like we're in that blind world and we don't know how to find our way back to having the sight.
Ain't nobody.
You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of those conversations, though. Like if we, because I always say this, if we loved ourselves enough first, it would never even be where it's on camera.
Right.
Well, there you go. My brother. There you go. Now you sound like you be reading. You understand? There's not enough real self-love within the Black community. We haven't been programmed to do that. It's not a part of the system for us to really love ourselves. That means we will actually take care of ourselves and protect ourselves and actually educate ourselves. Like tutors are available, but the parents have to utilize the tutors. We don't have enough parents who give a damn. The parents who do give a damn are utilizing the tutors. I give you an example. I have a free Black History school that I run every second and fourth Saturday here in my city. A free Black History school, 2 hours from 11 to 1. All the parents have to do is drop their kids off. I started the school because there was a large outcry from hundreds of parents, hundreds of parents in my city, Black parents talking about we need Black History because everybody worried that Ron DeSantis is canceling Black History. So I found the space and I started the school. 1% of those parents bring their children to my school. 1%. 1%, if that. It's probably less than 1%, but I'm being generous. 1% of the parents actually bring their kids to my school. It's free. Most of the educational stuff that they have for the children in these cities, especially in my city that I've seen, parents are not bringing their children to. But let it be something entertainment. Let it be something athletic. Let it be everything else. They're there. But when it comes to education, especially like learning our history and what we're supposed to know about us, hell no. Black people we don't love ourselves enough. We don't. That's all we do is talk. There's a clause in the NBA, NFL contract that if you date or marry a non-FBA, you get, I don't know nothing about that clause.
Right. It shouldn't
No doubt.
Where we have to see LeBron do that.
Right.
Because first of all, we should love Black children to the point where we know they're off limits because they're already in a space where they don't have safety.
Yeah. And what happens if LeBron, who, you know, for better or worse, like I adore, you know what I'm saying? Like is like, you know, to me, the basketball player, like I wish I could be like blah, blah, blah. But what happens if LeBron says, and I know Kendrick Perkins tried to say a version of this, but what happens if LeBron is like, I'm gonna go talk to Mike Wilbon about this stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna go talk to David Dennis about this. One thing would happen is it'd be like some, not necessarily pushback, but some complimentary like editorializing happening. Yeah. So for me, the thing about LeBron going to that white boy show, the same week that Stephen A has Ben Shapiro on his show, just speaks to a lot of things, but the way that even the most powerful Black male figures in
Hey, Black celebrities. I know you Black celebrities. I know you compromise Black celebrities because I present myself as an educated Black man, but I want you to do what I want you to do because you should do what I think you should do. Even though you're compromised, even though you're a celebrity, even though you're in this space, even though you don't know me, and even though my ideas will never reach you, but you should be doing what I expect you to do. And I'm disappointed when you don't. That's not even logical. LeBron James is who he is. Matter of fact, I said that wrong. LeBron James is where he is because of who he is. If LeBron James was anything real to our community, he would not be where he is. And you wouldn't idolize him. You wouldn't idolize LeBron the way you idolize LeBron if LeBron wasn't moving the way he moved to make sure that he can stay within the system and be good within the system. And even if he did sit down with Michael Wilbon, what does it matter? Michael Wilbon's still a part of the same system. That's not going to be anything groundbreaking or anything changing for the Black community because he sat down with Michael Wilbon, who sit down with a white boy every day. Who cares what the political climate is about? Who cares? It's LeBron James. He's a basketball player. Nothing is going to get better because LeBron James had a conversation with Michael Wilbon. Nothing is going to be earth-shattering or cultural shifting because LeBron James had a conversation with Michael Wilbon. If Michael Wilbon was that influential, most Black people don't even know who Michael Wilbon is. Most Black people do not know who Michael Wilbon is. And what type of real influence has Michael Wilbon had on Black America? Come on, man.
Sport feel for whatever reason that they need some sort of white legitimacy when they are the legitimacy.
like, listen, so there's I think a lot about that. Like me and my wife were talking about that. Like, dog, why you go on that show when you are it's a simple negotiation. You're doing way more for him than he is doing for you,
bruh. But the hard part is we talking is like we know that, but there's a part of me that thinks they don't know that.
Yeah.
Like there's a part of me that thinks, and I could be wrong because I don't know these people. There's a part of me that thinks LeBron thinks. Now, part of it is he wanted to go on after Stephen A. show and let Stephen A. know that I could buy you, bruh, pretty much, because he could buy ESPN. But the idea, dog, that you could go anywhere on ESPN, and YouTube, and the same week this man has Ben Shapiro on his show, and nobody is talking about what that means.
What does it
Come
mean?
on, man.
I think power.
What does it mean? I would like him to explain to us what that means. What does it mean? How is that beneficial or hurtful or anything to us? What does it mean?
Power in a space that isn't conducive to like a culture. We talk about this a little bit, like ego, and like a lot of folks say, like, you don't need ego, you get rid of it.
Right.
We talk about like this concept of, well, a certain level of ego that is like necessary, right? And I think sometimes when you have power, I'm thinking about both of them, Stephen A. and LeBron.
Yeah.
And
they have the perception of
it
power.
feels like it was given to you, right? It puts like
doesn't
certain
feel like
blinders
that. It's a
on
power.
you. You know what I mean? Like I think they both suffer from that to a certain degree.
Yeah.
To where they don't understand the power that they truly have.
They don't have,
you know what I mean? Because I just feel like, there's so much that Bron could like do, and I don't pretend to know all that he does, because I know he does a lot.
No doubt.
I'm just saying, like, it's you've gotten that F you money.
Yeah, but
ever since my dermatologist recommended use Radiant Tone, I'm kind of obsessed with the results. I just keep getting better.
You can go from zero to a complete site in just a single prompt with Wix Harmony. I don't think it's going to be possible.
My first thought with him saying that is, you have more, like, you expect more from LeBron James than you do with it to that parent that you had on the phone that was allowing her daughter to curse. What's wrong with that picture? You're expecting more from a basketball player to uplift the community versus somebody who's actually in the community and their actions affect the community. You expect more from LeBron James than that person. You expect more from LeBron James than yourself. You expect more from LeBron James than the everyday people around you. No, I expect more from the everyday people than celebrities. It is our job to make our reality better. It's not LeBron James's. You can't, who cares who LeBron James talks to? Who cares about Ben Shapiro? Who cares about anything like that? How did that, you know how many black people went to bed and didn't even know that happened? And it didn't affect them anyway? And even if they knew it happened, how did it affect them? Come on, man.
At first, you got the
3-4 times over.
And I think I think a lot of times when like those men like him and Magic and Shaq, like, y'all are pretty darn good at business. We've seen men make lots of money like y'all and fall
lose the grip.
And they also play the game.
And Stephen, I think he has not gotten to that point. I think that's why I think him running for president is a very real thing.
Right.
Because I think that leash that they have on him is a very different leash than LeBron is feeling, even though I think, like, there's a certain level of blinders there. But I think his is, it's so visible.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't see that on everybody there. Even the way that he talks to certain folks that work with him, as if I just think, like, when I talk to people that are my peers, I just think of like, yo, you could go past me.
Right.
Like, you could, I'm going to give you something. If you take it, you could run way farther than me.
Right.
I don't see that energy.
Right.
It's always like, look, I'm 100 million.
Right.
Man.
Right.
And some of that is cool. But you know what I'm saying?
To be fair, you don't see Stephen A. Smith in his everyday life. You don't see Stephen A. Smith when he's fraternizing and interacting with these people in every day. You don't see that. You only see the on-screen persona of Stephen A. Smith. That's all you see, to be fair to Stephen A. Smith. You don't see what he does in his everyday life. To be fair. You don't, to be fair, I'm not saying Stephen A. Smith has, but you don't know how many people Stephen A. Smith has given the game to. You don't know.
Well, that is cool because we see rappers do it. Right. And there's a lot of that, like media personalities trying to imitate rappers too, anyway. But I just think, I don't know, I feel like you can get trapped in your character.
Yeah, man. And the thing about me, like, this is where we can, enter the conversation maybe in a different space, is that it's strange that I have no expectation for Stephen A. Smith. None.
Right.
I mean, and I'm saying this as a writer. Because Stephen A. can say everything he wants to say, and I think he is a genius deliverer of sports. But the man first started off as a journalist, and he was a piss poor writer. I'm not saying he was bad at journalism, but he was a bad writer.
Yeah.
And then he got on TV and did what he did. But so like, as someone who is searching for, some semblance of the truth, I don't expect Stephen A. to tell a truth worth a damn. For whatever reason, though, I still expect LeBron to do a little bit more. Yeah. And
that's dumb as hell. That's dumb as hell. Oh, hey, I don't expect nothing from the writer. From the writer, the journalist, the TV personality. I don't expect anything from him. But the basketball player, because you are a fan, why don't you just be real? Because you are a fan of LeBron, you expect him to do something that you yourself are not doing. That's dumb as hell. The logic isn't lining up. If you don't expect anything from Stephen A. Smith, who clearly has been developed more academically than LeBron James, and I'm not saying that qualifies him for leadership, but clearly developed academically more than LeBron James. But you don't expect anything from this person. But you expect LeBron James, you expect more from the basketball player. All right.
That is me. That I just want to say, that is a critique that I should be making of myself.
It's dumb.
But we are in a landscape where the expectation for particular journalists is far lower than it is for the people that they make their money off of. And I think we need to say, because we don't get to say this much, Stephen A. makes his money off of LeBron.
Yeah.
Stephen A.
No, it's a symbiotic relationship. The athlete, we wouldn't know these athletes. These athletes wouldn't be as popular as they are without the media, without the press. He's going to make a point about Muhammad Ali. Do we forget Howard Cosell? Howard Cosell and Muhammad Ali go hand in hand. Athletes, think about it. We don't know nothing about the athletes that the writers and the sports and the journalists don't cover. If they're not talking about these athletes, we don't know about them. One of the reasons we know about LeBron and one of the reasons he's a big fan of LeBron is because of the coverage he's gotten. The journalists make money off the athletes, and the athletes make money because of the journalists. If nobody's covering the sport, nobody's watching it. If nobody's watching it, nobody gets paid. It goes both ways. Exactly, Nemesis. Exactly. And remember, Nemesis, the other gentleman's moniker is like he's the reader. He's known as being the reader. I wonder what he's reading.
He wants to say LeBron wouldn't be LeBron without us. Yeah. He wants to act like he's the camera. Yeah. Bruh, Stephen A., don't do shit for 5 years and see what happens with the NBA. See what happens to let's see. I don't.
If ESPN and all of the sports media stations go off into obscurity right now, it's gonna be hard covering these athletes. It ain't enough skilled people on social media. It's gonna be hard covering these athletes. It goes both ways. Stop it. You're talking about Stephen A. Yes, if Stephen A. Smith go away, but if ESPN go away, if Fox Sports go away, NBC Sports, all these sports networks go away, we know about these athletes because of the journalism that follows them. It goes hand in hand. If you're a good athlete, you get coverage. Come on, man.
These brothers need you. Yeah. As great as you are at your job.
They need.
And so I think we need sometimes invert it and then question, like, how do we get to a place where the expectation for morality, for intellectual depth, for honesty is zero for the preeminent journal.
But you expect more from an athlete who don't have none of that, who isn't expected to have any of that. The athlete is not expected to have any of that, but you expect more from the athlete than the journalist. Just come out and say you don't like Stephen A. Smith, bro. Just say it. And so we can have some type of honesty in this conversation. Because if this is a conversation for us to really grow and learn from, we haven't grown and learned nothing. Only thing we learned is he don't like Stephen A. Smith. Cool, get in line. Don't none of us like Stephen A. Smith. So the same way you're not expecting much from Stephen A. Smith, the same thing with LeBron James and Ja Morant. To expect anything more from them is still foolish.
In sports, who is the preeminent performative journalist in sports, who is Stephen A. And the expectation is still, I think, where it's been for black athletes, be it Muhammad Ali, be it Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, or be it LeBron. Yeah. And what I want to do as a grown man is be like, those are people, and often young people, who are making decisions and hard decisions, and I'm sure I would make bad ones. But I do need to say that it's wild that I expect so much more.
It is wild.
From a 40-year-old LeBron James than I do from a 56 or 57 or 58-year-old Stephen A. Smith. And that's wild. That's wild.
It is wild. I'm glad you recognize that.
But key, man, it's always
that's dumb. It's not wild. It's dumb. It's irresponsible. It's immature. It's all those things. Don't soften the blow when you talk about yourself. Talk about yourself with the same vitriol that you talked about with Stephen A. Smith. To expect anything more from Stephen A. Smith, Ja Morant, or LeBron James as far as pushing the culture forward in a positive way, to expect that is crazy. What are we talking about? At this point, we're just talking. You know what? I've reacted to a lot of videos from this Baldwin and Company YouTube channel, and I haven't agreed with now one of them. I haven't agreed with Baldwin and Company. Y'all need to call me. Let me come on and have a conversation. I haven't agreed with none of these conversations. Somebody need to be real. Because it make me think y'all don't really care about the kids. It make me think they only really care about what they like. My man Will Justice say he's teaching archery to kids 6 and up. Will Justice is teaching archery to kids 6 and up. So y'all need to hit my man Will Justice up so y'all can get y'all kids in this archery class. I'm teaching Black History School every second and fourth Saturday here in Tallahassee, Florida, from 11 to 1. Everybody, and I keep saying it, the people who are actually out here really doing stuff, they're not even trying to find these people. But we want to convert compromised celebrities to real leaders, expecting real outcomes in our community. It's over for us. If these are the intellectuals, it's over for us. It's over. Hey man, that's my Tuesday night. I stayed a little too long. I kept y'all a little too long at class. Tuesday night, I know we got to shut this down and get ready for work and stuff and school and stuff, everything we got to do. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Once again, I know YouTube out here shadow banning. YouTube, I see you. I know y'all shadow banning. I know y'all are. So please hit that like button, comment, subscribe, share. Please hit that hype button. Turn your notification bell on. Just know every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we live. Every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we live. Every Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we live. Every day at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm dropping the video. Every day at 11 a.m., I'm dropping the short. It's on schedule. All you got to do is show up. YouTube hating over here. YouTube hating because we telling the truth. YouTube hating because people learning. YouTube hating because we pushing back. But we're going to keep pushing forward, doing what we got to do. And this thing going to keep growing. You can't stop what's meant to be. With that being said, man, I appreciate you all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Let's keep being smart. Let's keep critically thinking. And let's keep doing what we got to do. Hey, Will, make sure you drop in the chat a way that people can get in contact with you about your archery. And don't just drop it in the chat here on this live. After the live end and the video go up, drop your information in the chat so people can contact you about archery and everything. And I'm gonna get with you too. But hey man, I appreciate y'all. Appreciate all y'all. Y'all have a great night. And remember, every day we're working to be the greatest version of Black of the black person that you are. Character, principles, integrity, all those things. We're moving forward. We need way more black people than niggas. Let's create more black people.